be something else. That ain't never happened to me until today. And based on scripture, based on the songs, that was confirmation. And one of the, I shouldn't say that, but one of the few times I've been obedient. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. Pray for me. Let's do what God called us to do. If you would stand and meet me in the book of Matthew, the 11th chapter. I have just a couple of verses, beginning at verse 28. Matthew, the 11th chapter, verse 28, and I'll be reading from the New King James Version, and you'll find these similar words. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. You may be seated. I want to talk for a few minutes from the subject, provisions for a journey. Provisions for a journey. Pastor's been preaching about travel. We have been going to travel. So the Lord has said, stay in that vein. And so I want to talk for a moment about provision for a journey. We pray, Lord, dear Heavenly Father, I ask that you use me. Bless me. Hide me. That they may see more of you. Bless me. That the words of my mouth may edify, glorify, and horrify. It's in the precious name of Jesus. Amen. Okay. Whenever you get ready to take a trip, especially a long journey, you have to make provisions. You have to make provisions for that travel. I'm getting ready to go pick up my daughter, so I had to call, get a hotel, call, get a rental car, because I got to pack up, got to make provisions. You got to make larger provisions, whether you stay with family or friends, but you got to make provisions, you got to make arrangements. How you going to get there? You got to make arrangements. I remember growing up, my mom used to send me on a journey every year. Every summer. I don't know if she's trying to get rid of me or what. I know every summer she would send me down to Georgia. And I was excited. Now, while I was excited about seeing my cousins in Georgia, I was just as excited about the journey to Georgia. Let me tell you why. Because it was the provisions that my mom made for my trip to Georgia that made it exciting to me. Now see, twice a year, I got new shoes. I got church shoes on Easter, and I got tennis shoes in the summer. That was it. And so what my mom would do was we would take those tennis shoes, but the shoebox was the provisions that I enjoyed most. Because see, I didn't have no lunch bag, I ain't had no lunch box, I ain't had those. I grew up in the hood. And so my shoebox became my lunch box. But I wasn't mad. Because I would ride that train and I would have that shoebox on my lap. And that shoebox had fried chicken. That shoebox had cake. That shoebox had cookies. And every once in a while as I was riding on the train, I'd lift that shoebox to my nose. It was the provisions that my mama made. So it was the smell, it was the smell of the chicken, it was the provisions that made my journey worthwhile. Well, in our text today, you don't have a shoebox, but in my text today, Jesus offers us some provisions for a worthwhile journey. First he says he offers an invitation. He says, come to me. Come to me, all you who labor and have labor, and I will give you rest. He says, come to me. And this is an invitation like no other invitation that we could receive. See, Jesus extends an invitation because he wants to give you something and not take something from you. See, when we normally receive invitations, when we normally get an invitation in the mail, we normally have to give something. You get a housewarming invitation, you got to bring a gift. You get a child's graduation invitation, you got to bring a gift. You get a birthday invitation, you got to bring a gift. But here Jesus says, come to me and I'll give you rest. He switches it up and he says, this is not a normal invitation of the word. I need you to come and I'm going to give you something. And so I thought about it and I said, well, rest. He's going to give me rest. Rest from what? The Greek word is anapaio. And it means to cause or permit one to cease from movement or labor in order to recover or collect their strength. So Jesus wants to give us rest. He wants us to rest. He wants to give us rest from the stresses of life. He wants to give us rest from the burdens that bind us. He wants to give us rest from the strongholds that strangle us. He wants to give us rest from the chains that choke us. He wants to give us rest, y'all. He wants to give us rest from the finances that frustrate you. He wants to give you rest from the relationships that reduce you. He wants to give you rest. He wants to give you rest from the sin that saturates you. He wants to give you rest from the husband that hinders you. He wants to give you rest from the wife that worries you. He wants to give you rest. He wants to give you rest from the kids that constrict you. He wants to give you rest from that boss that baffles you. He wants to give us rest. So he extends his invitation. He says, come. Come. Because he wants to give us rest. Well, the interesting thing about this invitation is that it's an invitation that is no respecter of person. It don't care whether you're rich or poor, whether you're male or female, whether you're young or old. whether you king or pauper, he don't care. This invitation extends to you. The interesting thing about this invitation, another interesting thing about this invitation is that you got to choose to receive the invitation. You got to choose to receive the invitation. Jesus describes it this way in John verse 12, but as many as received them, to them he gave the power to become child of God. He commands us to come, while yet at the same time he respects our willingness to choose. No, you must choose to be a follower of Christ. God extends his invitation through his son Jesus Christ, not as an oppressive dictator, but as a loving creator. You see, a creator who has all power in his hands, but instead of exercising his power to force you to be a child of God, he exercises his love and invites you to be a child of God. That's all right. That's all right. See, the interesting thing is that following, he wants you to follow him. He wants you to choose him, not out of obligation, but out of adoration. See, he wants us to hunger and thirst for him. The Bible says in John 7:37, anybody thirsty, then let him come unto me. Anybody hungry, let him come and eat the bread of life. Isaiah says, come, let us reason together. Though your sins be as scarlet, they will be white as snow. Though they be red as crimson, they should be as wool. The Bible says, come and let him who hears say, come. And let him who thirsts come. Whoever desires, let him take water freely. Jesus extends an open invitation to journey with him. A journey where you will find rest from the issues of this world. He just says, just come. Come and journey with Jesus as he gives you rest. He gives us an invitation. But then he moves from invitation to journey to implication of the journey. He says, now in order to navigate this journey properly, you must take my yoke upon you and learn from me. Now, he had just promised me rest. Now he says, take my yoke. Now, I must admit, I said, maybe he don't know what rest means. Because when I think of yoke, I think of work. And I want relief from the worries and stress. I want to be released from the burdens that I'm carrying. I want to recover from the mistakes I made. And now you're saying in order to be released, in order to have rest, in order to recover, take my yoke. Now I know what you've been through, Lord. They done beat you, they done scarred you up, and you want me to take your yoke upon me and learn. And that's going to give me rest. He said, yeah. He said, what you need to understand is that the yoke is a harness. A yoke is a harness that ties two animals together while they both are controlled by a driver. See, and in order, he said, could you understand, is that first of all, the yoke, it does not work. It's a symbol of submission. You got to take your rightful place. He said, in order to ensure that both animals follow his direction and stay on path, the driver often yoke an older animal with a younger animal, so that the younger animal can learn from the older animal. See, the older animal already know the commands of the driver. He follows the commands of the driver. He knows the driver's voice, inflections. He knows the cadence that the driver prefers. The older animal and the driver operates as one. And he says, so if you want to understand how I'm going to give you rest, you got to take my yoke, place it upon you, and learn. Because you're a young animal. You're a young animal. And I know the Father. See, me and the Father are one. So if you're going to stay on path, if you're going to walk right, you got to take my yoke, get up with me, and boy, learn. I said, I'm sorry. see, the problem, there are two problems with that young animal. And I ain't talking about just me, because y'all ain't gonna put all this on there. Problem with that young animal is that he thinks he knows the command. And he does when everything's going well. It's a nice spring day. The road is clear. Sun is shining. Everything going good. That young animal can ride all day long. He don't need to be yoked. Stop mean stop, go mean go, heal mean heal, all that. I got this. I know the command. But let a storm come. Let something get in the path.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. True.
See, the thing is with that young animal, he's an animal of prey. It's an animal of prey. So when he senses danger, when he senses fear, he stops hearing the commands of the driver, and he reverts back to his natural instincts. And his natural instincts is to flee. When the driver maybe said, we can get through this storm, the young animal doesn't hear that and starts to revert back to what he knows. And see, that's how you and I are. We think we know the commands of the Father. But when the storm comes, when issues come in our lives, we start hearing the commands of the Father. And he says we revert back to our natural instincts. Now, our natural instincts is that we have a proclivity. Proclivity. That's a big booty state word. Proclivity to sin. You don't never have to teach nobody how to sin. That's our natural instinct. So when the storm comes, when something comes our way, we think we know the commands of the Father. But when fear or when something comes our way that challenges us, we revert back to our natural instinct.
Yes, sir.
The next thing you know, we off in the past, crying unto the Lord, please, I won't do it no more. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's because of our natural instincts and not being properly yoked. The other problem with the young animal is that he knows the commands. He knows stop, he knows go, he knows ha, he knows what's on the mothers, whatever man knows. He knows the commands, but he don't really know the drive. And when you don't know the drive, the command, when you know the commands, but don't know the driver, that means you can be driven by anybody. Too many times we think we hear the Lord. We were listening to ourselves or falling prey to the predator. He says, the reason you are stressed, child of God, the reason you are overburdened, the reason you are making wrong choices that you need to constantly recover from is because you are improperly yoked. Yoke is a symbol of submission. But yoke is also a symbol of partnership. Jesus said, I will help you out with your problems. I will carry your load. He doesn't add to our load. He says, I'll share your load. Being yoked with Jesus, there are two working, not just one. Too many times we're going at issues, we're going through life and we're going at it as if it's us and us all by ourselves. I got this. I got this. When Jesus is saying clearly, you weren't made to go at this by yourself. You weren't made to take this journey by yourself. You weren't made to walk this walk by yourself. He said, take my yoke upon you and learn. Come on now. Learn. The yoke implies partnership. Somewhere there, someone who's supposed to be there with you. Deuteronomy says, it's the Lord who goes before you, and he will be with you. He will not leave nor forsake you. Do not fear, nor be dismayed. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you, the psalmist said, and he will never permit the righteous to be moved. God wants to carry your load. You just need to learn from him. He will show you the way. He will guide you. He will carry your heavy burden. He will lead the way. He will teach you how to have peace in the midst of that storm. We can give it all to God. Our heartbreaks, our pain, our struggle, our disappointments, our frustrations. He will take it and give you his yoke. Because the yoke is his strength. So we can rest in the strength of God, rest in the love he has for us, rest in the light burden of knowing that we don't have to work. He has us and he will always work things out. There are times when you will, times in life when you will face trials. We're going to be confused. Going to be confused as to why we're going through what we're going through. It makes no sense, but it doesn't need to. The fact is, we see our trials and heartbreaks completely different than God does. Our own judgments and ideas about trials can be far off from how he views them. Because as the driver, he sees way ahead. We looking right for the moment of the day. Says, trust in God and his promises, and all his ways and thoughts are higher than ours. Proverbs says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not what? On our own understanding. In all our ways acknowledge him, and he will direct our path. The yoke is a symbol of submission. The yoke is a symbol of partnership. The yoke is also a symbol of service. He says, when you take the yoke, Jesus said, he says, take my yoke. Now, nobody else take my yoke. Because when you take the yoke of Jesus, you tap into the power of God. Paul says in 2 Corinthians, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, most gladly, I'd rather boast in my infirmities. I'd rather boast in my weaknesses, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. It is in when we are weak and properly yoked that we see the power of Christ. The implication is Jesus is lifting the heavier load while we rest in his strength. For this, Colossians said, for this reason I labor, I strive according to his power working in me. Jesus desires to have his power working in us, but not for us. He says, you got to take my yoke. I want you to take my yoke to do my work in my ministry with my power for my glory. It ain't got nothing to do with you and I. In order to tap in to the power, in order to tap into the power, you got to submit yourself, subject yourself, and do his will. He gives us an invitation. He gives us the implication. And he takes us to the illumination. He says, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Jesus here is telling us why I got to show you, I got to illuminate for you why you should hook up with me. Why you should accept this invitation. Why you should put on this yoke. Let me show you why it's beneficial for you to put on the yoke of Jesus. He said, because my burden is light and my yoke is easy. But what you will find is rest for your soul. journey experience.
Yeah.
This rest is a soul experience that once under Christ's wing, he makes the yoke easy. He makes the burdens light. The world offers nothing but false intimacy. But when you journey with Jesus, you will have the peace of God. And his peace from God. A journey with Jesus is a journey of faith. Journey of trust. A journey of real love. A journey with Jesus is where you will find real intimacy. A journey with Jesus, for he is the way, the truth, and the life. A journey with Jesus, for he is the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Journey with Jesus, for he is the author and finisher of my faith, who endured the cross, despising shame for my sake, and now is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. Journey with Jesus, for he is the God of my strength, in whom I will trust. Journey with Jesus, for he is my shield and the horn of my salvation. Journey with Jesus, for he's my stronghold and my refuge and Savior. Journey with Jesus, for he is the Lord of my life and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? Journey with Jesus, for he is the stronghold of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Journey with Jesus, for he is the light of the world. Journey with Jesus, for he is the King of kings and the Lord of lords. Journey with Jesus, for he is the resurrection and the life. Journey with Jesus, for he is the peace that passes all understanding. Journey with Jesus, for he is the bread of life. Who shall come shall never hunger or never thirst. Journey with Jesus, for he is the only